I could not spell episode to save my life. It's terrible.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Two Dum Yinzers show. This is episode 68.
68.
Brendan Stye Day.
I was gonna go with Yarmer Yager Day, two-time Stanley Cup winner,
We can do Yager.
Olympic gold medalist, one of the greatest hockey players of all time. But hey, if you want to go with Brandon Stye, well, we can do that.
Yager's all right.
We'll go. Yeah, he's all right. What he ever win?
Right.
He's no American hero, but
one of the top 6 Pittsburgh athletes of all time.
Oh yeah, God, yeah, arguably top 5 too. You could argue. It's wow. Who would have thought though? Yeah, like this is such a jam-packed Mount Rushmore for sports athletes in
They're
Pittsburgh.
They're going to need a lot more than that mountain.
They are too. They're gonna have to have like multiple. We're gonna have to steal some more land from people and to start, indiscriminately carving people's faces in there.
Yes.
Yeah. And so yes, people. I'm not drunk. I'm just sleep deprived. So let's do this. It's sorry. Friday. It is Friday. Yes.
Let's knock this out. Get to the weekend.
Yes.
First off, Mike.
Yeah.
So yesterday, I go back and I'm watching through the show.
Never a good idea for us to watch our stuff again.
And my lighting was terrible. I was blue.
You were blue?
I was blue. Blue, Mike. I was blue. I don't know if it was because of the setup I have with my computer and the lighting, and I don't know what I did.
Mm-hmm.
However, I was blue, Mike. Blue. And I'm sitting there watching this. I think I'm gonna fucking kill him.
This time I didn't notice. I swear.
I think you're trying to get me through all the colors of the rainbow. Last week, a couple of weeks ago when we first started, I was very, very white.
You're like that,
not like a white person, but white like Michael Jackson.
You had that bright light, like you just opened up the Ark of the Covenant and it was like blinding you and melting your face off.
Like I was looking in the suitcase on Pulp Fiction.
Yes. That's what it looked like.
And yesterday, I was as blue as a Smurf.
I did not notice. I may be laughing, I may be smirking, but I literally did not notice.
Now, Mike and our experience comes from sitting behind the scenes and talking in a radio podcast situation. So you have to bear with us because apparently Mike is going to allow me to go through every color of the rainbow before we get this all figured out.
Like,
I am a white person, as you can see. I'm not blue.
I don't know, man. You had that sexy corpse thing going on. I thought that's what you're trying to get, the horror fans.
Yeah, like rigor mortis. The rigor mortis was setting in, so the color was starting to do its thing.
I can go buy some different lighting that will change colors, like all the different colors of the rainbow.
No, that's fine.
You sure?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure you would let me get to be every single color before the.
I'm thinking you would look good like in purple. You'd be like Grimace's bastard child. See, right now, dude.
Why am I blue right now? I just turned blue. Is that because of my computer screen?
Could be. Yes. Yeah. It could be lighting hitting something, dude. Now I notice. Oh, now he's hitting buttons. Oh, there you go. Oh, wow. No, that's like.
Yeah, I'm surprised you wouldn't let me go with this. Yeah, Ryan, that looks good. You look just like yourself in that one.
Yeah, you look jaundiced. You're fine.
How's that? Still a little. No, I ain't asking you. I'm gonna go by my own judgment here because you're insane. I like the dark look too. Wait, hold on. Let me see. It might turn me blue. Up. There it is. Yeah, that's the culprit.
Is it your computer?
It is. It is my computer.
Yeah, and you were trying to blame me for everything. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Hey, I could barely
buddy. Well, I don't care about that.
How's that?
Oh, that's better.
Hey, I see you got your new hat on today.
Yes, yes, my jersey beanie. I like it. It's nice and comfortable.
You do.
I
You got your jersey on as well.
no, no, no. It's just like a jersey type material hat.
Oh, I
It's
see. I see.
it's so nice. Like I shaved my head so it feels good against my smooth bald head. I,
Put
I
a little
trim my
closer to the
beard.
camera. I can't really see it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You roll it down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I trim my beard. I went too short. I'm self conscious now.
You don't think I look orange though? I mean, everything looks fine now.
It's too late now, man. Let's the train's rolling.
I have an hour to get this right, and if it takes me a whole hour
That's what the whole show is going to be. Is just you playing with your camera lighting.
yes.
I think you know what that actually might. That does sound kind of fun, actually. Just watching you flip out and stress out. What's the anxiety levels go higher and higher?
I mean, it's I would rather do it here on the air than later on figure out that I'm a whole different species. And I'm like, what's that one cartoon where the friends, they were different colors, but they weren't like white and black, they were like blue and purple. And was
Oh
it
my god!
Arnold? Arnold?
I think it might have been Hey Arnold. I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
That,
think
that
I can't
that's what
remember.
I really felt how I looked yesterday when I went back and I watched the show. I
I
said that, Hey Arnold look.
like I didn't even notice. Even if I did notice, I probably wouldn't have said anything. I was like, "Hey,
No,
this is what he's
that's
going. This is what he wants to look like." You know, I'm not going to judge anyone on their personal appearance. Well, you know, if it made you feel good, you know, you look good, you feel good, you play good. I'm not going to argue that.
so Jordan Addison is on his way to USC. The
Yes.
the transfer took place.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Addison, and I say good for him.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people, why would he do this? Why would, you know what I mean? The guy wants to get the best possible life for himself.
Yeah.
And if leaving Pitt after, especially after Kenny Pickett, like you don't know what this next guy's going to do.
Yeah.
Go out to USC. You're going to get the exposure. You're going to get, that high flying kind of offense that they do out there, and
Mm-hmm.
and it's really going to play into his favor. So these people that just keep saying why would he go there and not stay here at Pitt? I understand. If I was him and I was talented and a receiver, I would do the same thing. I mean,
Yeah. I don't blame like you. I don't blame him at all or any other athlete that decides I'm going to enter the transfer portal and go to a place that's going to better my career. Because you see coaches all the time up and leave, no one bats an eye. They're moving from school to school, getting better opportunities, and there's like, oh, this is a great opportunity for them. This one's a stepping stone for this job. This job's a stepping stone for that job. That's okay. But the minute one of these kids decides, hey, you know what, this school was a better opportunity for me and my
right.
family down the line, and why why wouldn't you take it? You'd be stupid not to.
And even from a fan's perspective, where say you leave the school and go to like maybe a rival or another team like in
Yeah,
the ACC, okay, then maybe you could complain. But
yeah,
seriously, like I said, I mean, you really can't expect amazing things from Pitt this year. I think they started high in the off season poll or
hmm
the off season rankings. However, you take Addison out, you take um obviously Pickett and a few other guys. I mean, he's thinking the same thing I'm thinking. This team is going to
yeah,
be not as good as they were last year,
yeah,
and he wants to again. It's about it's what a lot of people forget. These guys go to college to make their life better. It isn't
yeah,
about appeasing
yeah.
us as fans. If it happens, it happens. If he's here when he does great, we'll cheer for him. However,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, these guys are trying to do the best thing for them and their families and their futures. How could you even
Yeah.
I think for somebody to get upset, it's
hmm
crazy.
It's because a lot of people don't see them as actual college students. They just see them
Right.
as football players, as athletes, as entertainers.
Right.
But then people want to hurry up and jump and say, "Oh, wait, they're student athletes," but you don't care really about their actual academic career. You just want to see what they can do out on the field, out on the
Right.
basketball court, and what they're no different than any other college student going, "Hey, this, school has a better, arts program or a better physics department or a better mathematics department. So I'm going to go there to better my education. Now, this guy, his chosen profession, obviously, it seems like it's going to be football. He was going to be going to that next level. So why wouldn't you go to USC, which consistently puts out more pros, it feels like, than Pitt? I would rather go to a program to where I can, make myself better in my field. So I would rather, USC is, a more prestigious program than Pitt. So I would go to that. He's just doing what any other college student would do, doing what's best for him to set himself up for his career. That's what college is for. Whether you're playing football, baseball, basketball, or you're in physics, you're in mathematics, you're in history, you're gonna, hey, I learned about this professor here. I'm gonna go learn under them instead of staying here. You want to go to where the best are.
You're a physicist or a anything of that nature, like any kind of science, and you go to Pitt, let's say, and you find out that it's going to be more productive and more useful for your career to transfer to Penn State.
Yeah.
Would we get upset if that person made that move? No, of course not.
No.
So like you said, fans aren't thinking them as students.
Mm-hmm.
They're thinking them as football players, which, I mean, it is what it is. I get that too, but I don't think that we could badmouth or judge the guy for trying to better his life situation.
No, that's why, even if, when players skip bowl games and stuff like that, I'm not going to bat an eye about that. They're doing what's best for them.
Yeah.
Because you've seen it.
I wanted to see Kenny Pickett play against Michigan State, at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
I understand. I mean, the guy, just that one last game. And what if he has any luck like me? Something terrible would have happened, and that would have been it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what happened to one of the quarterbacks this year. I can't remember which one. He got hurt in the bowl game.
Yeah.
So and that could have potentially ruined his draft status. So
absolutely,
people just get upset when the players actually take their own lives in their own hands and make decisions that are best for them.
But I'm going to be a fan. I like him. I think he did amazing things while he was here, and I hope that he continues to do amazing things.
Yeah.
And if he gets drafted next year in the first round, which he very well may, I'll be a fan. When he's in the NFL, why not? He played for it. Why would that change? So,
he's changing schools. It's not like he's he killed someone or raped someone. He's just changing where he's going to school and playing football. It doesn't affect us in any way. It's not a negative towards him. So just, let these kids live their lives.
Like if he would have did it last year in the middle of the year or something like that, where he wouldn't have, while the team was on this roll and they're winning and they got, this quarterback and they're doing things, but that's not the case. He waited till the season's over. He looked around. He looked at his hand. He looked what's on the table and he made a decision that he feels is best for him. I mean, that's you think that people would applaud that and praise that because the kid's actually smart.
Yeah, but everyone still wants to hold this notion that college athletics are some kind of romanticized ideal of it's all about the team and all about the sport. It's not about you. But no, when you're watching the NCAA make billions of dollars a year, why wouldn't you go to try to better yourself? You watch coaches change teams year in, year out. No one bats an eye about that. But then the minute one of these kids decides, what, this is what's best for me, I'm going to go do it. All of a sudden they become selfish. They become not team players. It's just the hypocrisy of this whole college football situation, stuff like that just annoys me.
Yeah. College football definitely has its ways. You know what I mean?
Yep. And it's, this small window now where players actually have a little bit of power, a little bit of control over their situation if it doesn't turn out the way they were promised.
Right.
But then you get everyone saying, well, you should just fight through the adversity. Well, are you going to stick around your job if you have been promised this X, Y, and Z and nothing in those promises aren't fulfilled? Wouldn't you immediately start looking for another job? Why can't these kids look there? Why should they have to sit there and suffer and be miserable?
When you make that decision, everybody in your life starts telling you how stupid you are. You should have stayed at that old job. You should have stayed there. Why would you move? you're a traitor, you're not
Yeah.
loyal,
I suffered at my job, or I suffered at my school, so therefore you should have to suffer too. Because look, it made me a better person. Well, no, it didn't. Because if you suffered and you know how bad it sucks, why would you want someone else to go through the same thing? You would be like, hey, you made a smart move. Go to a place that's going to make you happy. Try the change. If it works, it works. If it doesn't. Either way, you learn a lesson of sometimes maybe the grass isn't greener, or hey, maybe I thought it was. Maybe it's just, you will learn and grow either way. So why not do what makes you happy?
I can't wait to see the kid's career play out. Like I said, I think he's going to do great. He's going to do great out there out west. I think he's going to, probably get, if he, doesn't have something crazy happen over the next year, he's probably going to be a pretty decent draft pick. And I'm pretty anxious to watch him play and get to the pros and do what he does.
I think he's going to be a first round pick. If he would have came out this year, I think he was, the way this draft class was stacked at wide receiver, I think he would have been another one going into the first round, because you're seeing teams now more and more valuing wide receivers. And I can see him, if he puts up the same level of production, he's easily a first rounder.
Right. I'm a fucking mess over here. I don't know if you could tell.
Your microphone is just spinning.
My microphone is swinging around. I don't know what the hell I did or what you know what I mean? We go through 3 weeks of the show and it's fine. Today the thing is swinging. And look at that. It's moving on its own. And I got light issues. I'm a fucking disaster over here.
You need an adult around is what you need.
I do. I do. A chaperone, a babysitter, something.
My God, you need all the help in the world.
Woman gets hit in the head with a 75 mile per hour ball hit at the Colorado Rockies game the other day. Now, them balls are whipping.
Mm-hmm.
And you think to yourself, okay, 75 isn't fast compared to like these guys throwing 95.
But still.
However, if you were just a fan that may not be paying attention or might not see it coming, 75 miles an hour to the head is a rocket.
Like, even just like, when you're little or younger, you're playing catch with your friends and someone whoops one in and you miss it and get cranked in the head. That shit hurts. 75 off the end of a bat.
Yeah.
And then, baseballs are dense, man. Those things are coming. There's just there's not a lot of give. It's not a lot of give. But hey, head on a swivel. You got to keep your head on a swivel. Got to pay attention. I hate saying that maybe the fan was actually watching and coming, just couldn't react fast enough. That shit would hurt.
I would, how you always got the guy, the security guy who's looking toward the crowd. Mm-hmm. He's always got his back turned to the game.
Yeah.
How come that guy never gets whacked in the head with the ball? You know what I mean? You think he would be
they would be the first ones, would be the ones always getting hit?
Yeah. Because they're never watching the game. They're never looking in that direction. And you figure they're down on the field or close by. So they would be in an area that would be a high percentage area of getting hit by a baseball. But 75 miles an hour, man. I mean,
forget that nonsense. I'm not gonna lie, I'd be sitting there crying like a little baby if I get hit with a baseball coming in that speed.
You would too.
I'd be bawling tears everywhere. It would not be a pretty sight.
No.
I'd be on my phone calling my lawyer. Let's get these rascals. Let's get them for everything we can. I'll be milking it. I would be milking it. It would be my one chance to retire early.
Then you figure that air out in Colorado's thinner, so that ball that was probably moving.
I forgot about the thin air.
Yeah,
it's moving faster. Well, if it's in Colorado, maybe pop a couple gummies before the game. She took it to the head and just kind of laughed off and brushed it off.
Maybe.
Or, she got hit in the head and they just started feeding her gummies to, take the pain away immediately.
Or maybe she thought it was Big Macs flying into her mouth from afar.
Oh, I'd take a Big Mac in my mouth right now.
Speaking of which, we spoke about a Big Mac eating contest yesterday on the show.
Yeah.
And we had a fan write in that said, I really think that's a cool idea. You guys should do that. My thing is, that's totally fine. I'm all for it. I think that I could win. However, how do you go about planning for that? I mean, you buy 10 Big Macs and for that's probably about $60.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Getting the preparation for the whole thing is a
Yeah.
lot more difficult than actually eating all the Big
Yeah, it
Macs.
is too. Yeah. Like, because then,
What if I get to 10 and I could eat more? You know what I mean?
yeah. But see, I think you tap out after 3.
Oh no. I could eat Big Macs without even chewing, dude.
Oh,
And then we got to get
it's
them with
true.
no pickles. No pickles.
Yes, I was about to say the same thing, man.
I I was in the shower thinking, and I thought, you know what? I can't even compete in this contest because if it has pickles, I'm done.
me too. I'd be done too. Like, I'm not a big pickle guy, but there's something like if they're on like a cheeseburger at McDonald's or like a quarter pounder, I can eat them. But when they're on a Big Mac for some reason, I can't choke it down.
I just can't. I just can't. Like I said, I mean, if everyone agrees that's involved in the contest agrees no pickles, then we'll do that. But I mean, even if we
Yep.
get a listener and they want to do it too, and we have to do pickles, we'll have to do pickles. It has to be. Everybody has to agree.
Yeah. 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 We can do this. We each buy 10 cheeseburgers and go ham.
Yeah, I'm down. I like the idea.
Yeah.
Mike, I don't know if you've seen this, and I don't even know who this kid was. It was a video I seen, and he appeared to be about 20 years old. This kid,
Uh-huh.
and he was an ambidextrous quarterback. He was running these drills like he was running to the right, and then with his left, he had two footballs in his hand,
Yeah.
and he was running to his right. Then he'd throw the ball to the right part of the field to his receiver. It was over there, and then he would hurry up and take the ball. It's in his right hand, stop, and then throw that ball 30 yards downfield. It was amazing. Like I said, I don't know who he is. I don't. It was just one of these videos.
Yeah.
Um,
That,
if he's somebody, I'm really looking forward to seeing him play because I used to think of that. Like when I was playing Madden as a younger person, I thought, man, that'd be cool to have a quarterback that you could throw with both
yeah.
hands, and you could really throw a defense off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because
You could
normally,
run right instead of throwing, with your right. I mean, you could just
yeah.
totally blow the mind off of
Yeah.
football. You know?
Because you do those like bootlegs, and sometimes you're turned the wrong way. And you
Right.
see the quarterbacks have to twist. This should just he can run the bootleg and just be perfect, be fine.
Yeah.
Wouldn't mess up
How
launch
amazing. It was
angles.
amazing. I must have watched the video 3 or 4 times because I was just so blown away. And
Yeah,
it's impressive. Like I said, he's running, out to the right, boom, left hand, turns, looks upfield, boom, down the field. It was badass, man.
and that would be awesome because like imagine most teams quarterbacks are right-handed. Your left tackle is your best pass blocker, and
Right.
some teams they don't have that. Like their right tackle is the best, but for some reason they have trouble playing the left side. That'd be
Right.
perfect. You would be perfect. You would have to worry about you know switching tackles, finding a new tackle. Your quarterback takes care of that. I'm like, all right, I guess this game I'm going to play left-handed because you would like figure out like what defense, what side's their strong side, weak side for the rush, who's the better of the two. Okay, I don't have to turn my back to him now. I can look at him coming the whole way.
And you know how the position's always evolving, and now you're kind of
Yeah,
moving into this mobile athletic quarterback. What if that's the next thing? Like once the mobile athletic quarterback comes in and becomes the new standard,
you're gonna
then
get the
they
ambi.
then they start being ambidextrous.
That'd actually be fun because you never know like from down to down what way they're gonna throw, or like what hand they're gonna throw, and
Amazing.
you're getting blitzed coming in. Your linebacker thinks I got him, and you just see the quarterback switch like this or switch the other
Yeah.
way. Yeah, that would make the game actually very interesting.
But like I said, I mean, he looked like he was about 20. The kid had sunglasses on. I mean, he's just
Yeah,
running around like a beast out there, just chucking this ball all over the place with both of his hands. And I thought, wow, man, that's pretty fucking cool.
Of course, though, that would take away from the enjoyment of watching a quarterback try to throw left-handed. Like when they're under pressure and they go like, oh
Yeah.
shit, and they have to try and throw that lefty, and it comes out like the worst football throw you ever see.
Yeah. It just flops up in the air, and nobody knows where it's gonna land.
Yeah. And that would actually be helpful too, because you see quarterbacks, their throwing hand will hit someone in the helmet, or they get hit back and their thumb gets all stretched out, and then they're trying to throw. This kid just be like, oh, this one doesn't work. All right, I got an equally good one. Let's go.
Yeah.
I like it.
Another. Oh, good.
No, so I like it. That would be. I kind of want to see him play an actual game.
Yes. The Dolphins game against the Steelers this year down in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
This also, the reason why it's on prime time, a lot of people may wonder, is because it's also a commemorative game from the 1972 undefeated season.
Oh.
And they just so happen to line them up with the Pittsburgh Steelers for that particular game. So that game that is prime time against Miami, that's the reason.
Okay. I was wondering why, like, you'd have the Steelers Dolphins, a random game, prime time.
Right. And I think a lot of people were wondering that. And I had seen on a social media site that's what they were doing. And I thought, oh, that's cool. 72 must have been a hell of a year, man.
Yeah. And like talk about the undefeated season. I've watched like documentaries about it, read some stuff about it. Like when that season was going on, no one really paid attention that they were undefeated until like the very end. Like it wasn't a thing. No one noticed, no one really cared until it happened. Whereas now if your team's like 6-0, that's all anyone wants to talk about. Can you go undefeated? So there's like more pressure now than there was then.
What I like most about their undefeated season was in '85 when the Bears went 14-1 or 15-1, whatever it was, and their only loss was to a bad Dolphins team.
Yeah,
whose record would have been tied if they would have went undefeated.
Yeah,
I think that's amazing.
My favorite thing about the undefeated team is like when they would all drink the champagne. I get the enjoyment out of the amount of people there for the champagne drinking gets smaller and smaller every year. So as soon as that, last one dies, we don't have to hear about it ever again.
I see what you're saying.
Yes, because I hate the Dolphins.
Well, you figure that was 50 years ago. These guys were in their 20s. I mean, they're damn near
they're
in their
old.
mid-70s, 80 years old,
It is kind of like sad, though. You see it gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Because I remember when I was younger, they'd be like 40, 50 guys at this, ceremony of like, oh, all right, we got our champagne. Now it feels like there's like 4 guys left.
Right.
It is kind of, and you see how old they are and everything. It's like, God damn, man, that kind of sucks. You figure all the heroes from that era of football are almost all gone. It feels like,
except for the Steelers. Everybody on that 1972 draft, they're all looking very good.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at them guys. Lynn Swann looks great. Stallworth looks great. Franco looks great. All these guys look great. Franco don't look like he's in the 70s. I can tell you that.
No. Well, it's all the free meals Franco be getting.
And that his beard line goes clear up to his eyes.
It does too. It's trippy. I tell you, who still looks really amazing, like he could suit up is Mel Blount.
Yeah.
There's still something
about Ham and Lambert. I mean, these guys look great.
Yeah, every time I see Mel Blount, I'm like, this guy's going to go out there and shut down one of these receivers and showing how we played in the 70s. You think you can get jammed at the line now? We'll show you. He looks like he would just kill someone.
What did Chuck Noll give these guys? You know what I mean? What did he feed them? Because
steroids.
They all look amazing.
It's steroids. Wasn't that the thing? Is like the Steelers? Oh, the Steelers only won in the 70s because their offensive line took steroids. Like they were the only team that used steroids.
Right.
It was the 70s. Everyone did steroids. Everyone did cocaine.
Yeah, Mike Webster, he was a beast, huh?
He was too. He was like he was a tiny center even for his day, wasn't he?
He needed steroids.
Yeah, he was what? Complete aside here, this conversation's gone off the rails, but like the centers that the Steelers have had, you went from Ray Mansfield to Mike Webster to Demarni Dawson to Marquise Pouncey. It's like a line of like great centers. It's weird. Yeah, it's a legacy position in Pittsburgh.
Absolutely, man.
It's just weird.
To me, just a lot of the main names. Not too many people have passed. I mean, Dwight White's gone. Mike Webster's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe another guy here and there, but I mean, like seriously, these guys for being in their prime and doing very good things in a season 50 years ago.
Who would have?
They're looking good.
Looking good. And the way that, like you figure like back then, like the training and, the nutrition programs, these like you look at the guys now, they're so in shape. You would expect them to to live and be as healthy as they are now. The guys back then, you go up to training camp to get in shape. You weren't in shape year round, and the toll it took on their body playing in that era.
The
I'm
secret was
surprised.
you had to drink water out of the Ohio River because it was the combination between the Monongahela and the Allegheny. So the magic was if you drank water out of the Ohio River, it was like the fountain of youth.
Oh God, no! I would no. I can look out my back window and see the Ohio River. I would never drink that water.
The Pittsburgh Pirates start a weekend series against the Cardinals tonight. Mike, we were only a couple games behind the Cardinals. You were saying yesterday. Yeah. Could it be true? Can the Pittsburgh Pirates move their way into second place?
No. I was gonna try and be excited, but my beloved Pittsburgh Pirates, I don't think they have it in them.
I seen the other week, I seen Yadier Molina gun somebody down at second base. I thought, how is this guy still
he's still in the league?
He's still a very strong armed in the league, yes.
I swear he was playing in the mid-90s. Speaking of like someone who's still playing, Albert Pujols is still playing.
No.
He pitched. Really? He pitched. Yeah. He pitched the other game. Like in his 22-year career, he finally it was like one of his lifelong dreams to pitch. He gave up like two home runs, two-run home runs and a solo shot, and he still got the last 3 outs in the game. That's like how they had. It was a complete blowout, and he came in and
I thought I
3 home runs
somewhere at some point, and I really wasn't sure what that was about. I didn't think in a million years it would be because he's playing.
Me too. Like Albert Pujols pitch. I'm like, does he have a kid playing?
Right.
Because I remember his rookie year, he was a beast, and he's still a beast.
Yeah, I was like 4 or 5 probably. Jeez, man, this guy.
It feels like, yeah, he feels like he's been in the league he has been in the league forever. Jesus Christ, 22 years.
All right, so Mike, I got some more information here.
Okay.
Now everybody knows that we've been following really close the Alabama love story.
Yes.
Which was Casey White was the guy's name, and Vicky White was the female's name. So I found out some new stuff, Mike. She was a 56-year-old widow.
Uh-huh.
She worked as a guard at this prison in Alabama for 17 years.
Wow.
So what she did was 10 days prior to this breakout, she got all of her money out of the bank, which I'm guesstimating that it was somewhere around $100,000. And I'll tell you why in a second. She sold her home. So what happened was she got the guy out. Now it was always supposed to be, you're not supposed to have one person that makes this. What they were doing was transferring him to the police car to take him for mental evaluation.
Yeah.
So she breaks him out, makes it look like it's just an average, a normal thing.
Yeah.
They leave with the police car. Then they buy a car for $30,000. It was a F-150 truck, one of these nice new trucks. So then they go on the run. The car gives them trouble. They dump it. They steal a SUV, and now they're on their way to Illinois. Okay, you
okay,
with me?
I'm with you.
Then the guy that they gave $100 to was a homeless guy. They got the homeless guy's identification card. Used that to rent the hotel. Now, the investigation's going on. You're getting all these tips, these leads. Let me mind you, he is 6'9". Casey White is 6'9", and he has eyeballs tattooed on the back of his head. So this guy, isn't hard to spot if you're looking.
No, not very inconspicuous.
So what happens was they, the people at the hotel was totally oblivious. They had no idea that these were the people.
Yeah.
But they were spotted. Somebody tipped them off, and they at this point now had a Cadillac. It's the fourth vehicle in the whole thing. So they fell asleep in the Cadillac. The policeman that seen the vehicle says this looks like the car that's in question for it's been stolen from somewhere else. So he pulls up and he sees the people. They look like they're sleeping in the car. So he calls for backup, and then he goes and he rams the car. The policeman rams the car down into a ditch. We have the fugitives. Let's ram them, knock them down in this ditch off the road. Okay.
Okay.
The woman, Vicky's last words were,
okay.
This is it's eerie. They got it on the dash cam for the police car. Let's get out and run, she says. And then the police start moving in. She shoots herself in the fucking mouth. Now, she didn't die immediately. The police said when they pulled up, the guy gave himself up pretty easily. And he just kept saying, you got to help my wife. You got to help my wife. She needs help. Get her, get my wife help.
Yeah.
The policeman looks in and she still has the gun on her chest with her finger on it. And she's still breathing. So the police are kind of freaking out. They're like, all right, hold on. Yeah. So she's still breathing. So they kind of, prod at the gun to knock it off of her, get her to the hospital where she later died. She was still alive at the time when they did this. Yes. And she died at the hospital. And Casey White, back to the prison, which, you know what I mean? What's going to be different from him? Maybe they might give him some more restrictions, but the guy wasn't getting out because he strangled a lady.
Yeah.
That's why he was in there in the first place, because he murdered somebody and he strangled her. So, I mean, the guy's he's already hemmed up for the rest of his life anyway.
Yeah. This story gets better and better the more details we find out.
I know that, and that's why we talk about it. It isn't like we take one story and we just keep going on and on. I just think that this is bizarrely
great.
Interesting.
She empties out her bank account, sells her house.
And then they found tens of thousands of dollars, wigs, and a small arsenal of guns when gone through their things. Now these people had ample money.
Yeah.
So buy the car, the other vehicle, the 29,000, they had well over $100,000.
This is like, why I get, the guy's like 6'9" and you need to have like a bigger car, but you'd find something that would blend in. People, these big trucks stick out, Cadillacs stick out. Buy something, that's inconspicuous, because this guy isn't inconspicuous looking with his, tattoos in the back of his head of eyeballs. People are
like fucking Dennis Rodman. The guy's fucking, 7 foot tall, tattoos on his head. How can you not? I'd like to see this guy in the wigs. It says they have wigs. They had wigs to hide their identity. I'd like to see this tall dude in one of these wigs, like a big rainbow clown wig or something.
That's probably what they had, because this guy's, they weren't the brightest.
Right.
She's 57 years old and wants to run from the cops. Who are you running from, lady? Who are you running from?
I thought, like,
you're not Jackie Joyner Kersey in her prime. You're not getting away.
Well, that was the plan. They planned on going out in a blaze of glory. That was the plan. However, they freaked out when the cops started closing in. She said, "Let's run." Nobody ran. She took the gun and shot herself.
If you're gonna, make a pact, you're gonna go out in a blaze of glory, and you realize, okay, this is our chance, and then your first instinct is to run. You didn't think you're playing through. You weren't committed to the plan.
And the guys,
neither of them were committed to the
plan. Easy. A lot of these times, these guys are locked up for life, or they're about to go away forever. They make that run. The fact that he didn't, he just stayed there. That was kind of a weird part of this for me. But the whole thing is weird.
Well, like you said, like, what's really going to change for him in prison? Nothing. He's still gonna, he's still gonna be in a cell, still getting his everything there. So he had like real no incentive to run or fight, unless he really did want to die. But
but we will still continue to follow this story, because nonetheless it's really interesting. I think
it is too. It's almost like she wanted to kill herself in the long run, and this was her way of doing it.
Right.
It's going to go out in a blaze of glory.
Yeah.
It like, you just stick the gun in your mouth and pull the trigger. Don't go underneath.
I know. What are you doing, lady?
Rookie mistakes. Rookie mistakes all abound.
Fucking idiot.
Another one.
A 2-year-old in Texas orders 31 cheeseburgers from McDonald's on DoorDash. Mom left the phone around. Little Joey likes to keep himself entertained by playing on the phone. He gets in the DoorDash, orders 31 cheeseburgers.
Kid is my hero. I think he's a hero of the show.
I think we get him for the Big Mac party.
I think so too, man. This kid likes to throw it out and have a good time.
Yes.
He's he's my buddy now. I love this kid. He sees mom's phone. He's like, you know what? I'm hungry. What sounds good? 31 cheeseburgers. Let's go. He's not messing around. Yeah, he knows what he wants. He knows what he wants, and he's gonna get it. I love it.
Yes.
Most of the time, if you hear these stories like kids getting into their parents' phone, they're spending thousands of dollars on those freemium games, thousands of dollars on toys. Now this kid was like, I want some cheeseburgers, man. Let's go.
He is a hero to us, to our show, and he might be the mascot moving forward.
He might be, he's the patron saint of the Two Dum Yinzers podcast. And you got to figure though, 31 cheeseburgers plus delivery and tip. Well, what $50 right there, $50-$60. So in the grand scheme of things of what kids do with their parents' phones buying stuff,
yeah,
she got off light. She got off light, Shit, man, if my kid ordered 30 some cheeseburgers, I wouldn't be mad. I'd be impressed and 2 happy. Like, let's go, bud.
Be full. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Let's eat that depression away, buddy. Let's do this.
Yes.
Another one.
Team at Johns Hopkins University invented edible tape primarily to keep burritos closed.
No, that's not going to be used for keeping burritos closed. That is going to be on
crotches and buttholes
and everything.
Anywhere,
people into that are into some little light S&M would be using that. I could,
I would just buy it to eat it.
Me too. you get your edible panties and your edible tape. You have a guy can have some fun with that.
Yeah. Feed yourself for the day,
edible tape, man. Go buy some fruit roll up. Go buy some fruit by the foot, and you're good to go. Let's do this.
That fruit by the foot scrumptious,
right?
Man.
It is so good. I imagine that's
what is it about that taste? That there's something, you know what I mean?
It is too. It doesn't look like it should taste good, but it does taste good.
Yeah.
Now the question is, have you ever eaten edible underwear?
I have not.
Me either. Is it like a thing or is it like a gag? I
don't know.
It's just
I don't know. It weirds me out, man.
Me too.
I don't really I tend to stay north of the border.
Yeah.
But it just, the whole thing kind of weirds me out because I don't want to be down there eating around anyway, and then I'm going to eat something that was down there in that area with the sweat and the just the everyday crotch fucking.
That's just garnish. That's just seasoning, man.
Oh,
you're so repressed.
Another one.
Wow, we were talking about crazy, a lot of cheeseburgers ordered. I got a couple new world records here, Mike.
All right.
Guinness World Record in South Korea. This team. Remember the paper airplanes we would make when we were kids?
Yeah.
You take it, you fold it, you bend the 2 parts back.
Yeah.
This team, 3 guys, trio of paper aircraft enthusiasts from South Korea. They created a paper airplane and they set the world record by the plane going 252 feet and 7 inches.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I
impressive.
would basically throw it, it would fall from my hand and go straight down to the ground.
Yeah. Yeah,
What
that's
you
like
got to do between what I did and what they did is unfucking believable. 250 feet plus. I mean, what the fuck?
there has to be multiple PhDs, multiple engineers on that team
The
figuring
shit have
out
an engine in the motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like what?
the science that went into that. And I want to know like what kind of paper they used. I want to. That's like I'm impressed.
I want to know the wind trajectory that day.
Yeah, I know. I want all the info because that's awesome. Like the furthest I've ever thrown was maybe 10 feet if I was lucky. Right. And I thought I was hot shit, man.
Yeah. They never seem to. They never wanted them to do. You know, it seemed like the harder through it, quicker it would just nose.
Yeah. You had to kind of do like a little loft to it, and then it would just take off.
There'd be a loft like this, like a loft.
Like a little touch pass over the blitzing linebacker. You don't need to throw the Michael Vick rope.
252 feet and 7 inches.
That's insane. I
can't even imagine that.
No, I want to know what the plane looked like, how they folded it. I want yeah. You know, there was like months long planning into this.
And then also the other story that I wanted to share with you was also a record, so I'm not going to switch over to a new thing here. A British man spent 36 hours swinging on a swing set to break the record for longest time. I would have thought it would have been longer than 36 hours. However, I thought to myself, can you imagine swinging nonstop for 3 straight days?
That would suck. I'd get bored after 10 minutes.
I'd throw up, man. How, you know,
like,
I mean,
like you have to. Well, was he holding the chain all day too? Because that would like mess you up, having to hold that all day.
You gotta think that there's some kind of thing. Like at some point, these people have to sleep. You know what I mean? Like, what do they stop after a day? So how could that be straight? I mean, if that's the thing, I think other people can do it and do it better.
Just sitting on the swing all day? Because why would you stay awake for 36 hours to swing on the swing?
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, obviously, a lot of people they do these things to get in this record book and to be known. Yeah. And apparently, that's what the guy did. But like I said, it just seems to me like for a regular guy like us, 36 hours will be awfully long because you're constantly in this motion. The motion sickness would get you.
Yeah,
I would.
And like you figure, like you're sitting on that swing, and if you don't sit right, you're gonna get that numbing sensation in your butt, up to your taint, up to your junk, and it's just gonna be bad times all around.
And like I said, if you get to the end of the day, go to bed and go home and grab yourself something to eat. I mean, that's not really that bad.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. I get swings are fun for about 10 minutes, and after that,
mentally prepare yourself. You know what I mean? Go into it knowing that this is what you're gonna do. I think that you can pull it off. I think that somebody out there could definitely beat 36 hours.
I hope someone does. I want to see someone go for 48 hours straight. Let's do this.
That'd be something.
Another one.
So over the United Kingdom, they came up with a plan to slow down pollution, littering, things like that.
Yeah.
So in 2024, in the United Kingdom only, Coke bottles are going to have tethered caps. Caps will no longer come off of their Coke bottles. They will be tethered. That way you can always keep it together, throw it in the garbage, throw it. They say a lot of times the caps end up being litter. I think it's a pretty cool idea.
I like it. I like it. I think like any, like now that we're talking about, like any bottle should have that, because God, you lose those things all over the place. If you have little kids around, they grab them, they throw them in their mouths.
Right.
Yeah. I would like that too, just because of my clumsy ass dropping bottle caps everywhere, and they roll somewhere and you can't find them. So the rest of the day you're walking around with your little, making sure shit doesn't spill everywhere.
Put your thumb like down in it while you're walking around.
Yeah. I like it. It's tactical. It's practical. and it's
Yeah, no,
environmentally friendly. It's a win-win-win situation. I like it.
it is.
I like it. Well done, England. Well done.
Yeah, those cheeky bastards. They come up with some good stuff, man.
You know,
I hope it makes its way here because, like I said, like you said, it's a practical thing. Why wouldn't you
yeah,
do it? We're gonna
yeah,
spend the money to do something fucking ridiculous here that makes no sense. Do so, if you're gonna do something small, do it something practical like this and make a
yeah. I
difference.
like it. I like it. It's
Yeah.
I like I like to see the person who's like you. I guarantee you, there are people out there that are upset about it, like vehemently angry and frothing
Yeah.
at the mouth at
How
some
can you
at
tell
this
us not to take our bottle cap
right.
off the bottle?
Yeah, they're flipping out.
Another one.
All right. So this one here is a story that was on national news. The teenage, the eight, okay, the 18-year-old brother and the 17-year-old sister were digging a hole
Okay.
at Jersey Shore with a frisbee. How
Okay.
you do? Go on the
Yeah.
beach, you
Yeah.
make a sand castle, you go on
Yeah.
with your life. So they dug this hole, was 10 feet. The sand collapsed on them, killing the 18-year-old, and the 17-year-old sister, she got rescued.
Oh wow.
They dug a 10-foot hole with frisbees, man.
That's impressive. That story. I thought it was going to go a lot of different ways. The way you started out like an 18-year-old brother, then a 17-year-old sister. I'm like, oh God,
Oh,
what kind of Alabama nonsense did they get into? But then we quickly, went to a fun, wholesome activity.
which it could have went that way because if the sister was in the hole and she got stuck, it needed
Yeah.
brother to get her out. You know what I mean?
Your stepbro come help me. But
Unfortunately, the brother died and that got thwarted. But what a shitty vacation. You know what I mean?
that
Like,
is too. Like, you're just kids having fun. A bit,
yeah.
shit.
You don't want people out shooting guns. You don't want people out doing
Yeah.
drugs. Let's go to the beach with the family and dig something with a frisbee.
Yeah, that's impressive. They used a frisbee to dig down that deep, and then the sand collapsed. And
Yes.
because like, sand's gonna fall on me, no biggie. It's only sand, but you figure that much compact together, the volume and the weight, boom. That sucks. That sucks.
That
like the only thing I could say is like, hopefully he died quickly. It didn't, wasn't like a painful suffering thing from that.
right.
Because that would suck. You like if you like suffocated from the sand, knowing that you're drowning from the sand, that would suck. So that's all. That's the only. I'm just trying to find a positive here.
Michael, we are almost out of time. Why don't you go ahead and tell us about the website, and we will, if we have enough time, hit another round of Jeopardy.
Oh, I love me some Jeopardies, boys. 2dumyinzers.com. You go there every day. New episodes upload there. They upload onto YouTube. Also on our website, we have our contact information. If you want to write into the show, have a comment, a question, anything, shoot us an email. We'll get back to you. And if you're lucky, we'll actually read it on the show and ask us a question too, because I kind of want to hear some of the questions that you guys have for us. Also, we have a link to the merchandise store there on the page. If you don't want to go through the page to the merchandise store is 2-dum-yinzers.spreadshop.com.
And also, everybody, remember, you can go over to Spotify, check out all 68 episodes, episodes from 1 to 68. Plenty of content there, a lot of cool things, a lot of great interviews. Check it out. Also, after this show is over, if you missed the live show, we will be on YouTube for the rest of ever. So get on, check out the show if you missed it. And all right, Mike, are you ready to play?
I'm ready for some Jeopardy.
All right, you got your pencil and paper.
Let's do this.
Right. From 1933 to 1940, the Pittsburgh Steelers went by what name? right, time's up, contestants.
It's the only one that I can think of was the Steagles, but I thought that was only for a season. But I'm going to go with that one, the Steagles.
The Steagles from 1933 to the 1940 season. The Pittsburgh Steelers went by this name, and you said the Steagles.
Yeah,
which was actually after 40. That was for during
World War II. Yeah,
and the Eagles players and Steelers players played together on the same team because the war was going on and there wasn't many players. A lot of guys were going off the war. So that is to add to Mike's answer. However, the answer to the question is, Mike, from 1933 to 1940, the team name that the Steelers went by was the Pirates, named the same name as the baseball team.
Wow.
For the first 7 years, they were the Pirates.
I did not know that. I don't like it. I don't like it. Does not sit right with me. Oh.
But everybody, we want to thank you so much. We have to say that Mike and I had coined this day coined this time of day as the fastest hour of the day. I kid you not, when we are doing the show, we're doing our thing, and by the time I look up, it's time to sign off already. So, again, thank you so much for checking us out. Mike, what say you?
It goes by fast for us. Hopefully it goes by fast for you, and hopefully, it felt good for you too.
Oh.
I did that just for you.
I know you did. I felt it, man.
That's what she said.
But we have, like I said, get on, check out all the shows this week. If you missed anything, we will be back on Monday, 11 a.m. Monday, 11 a.m. for all 5 days. As always, in 9 days, we will be down in Beaver Falls hosting the Memorial Day Jump Off Show at Frank's Grill at 1111 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls 15010. Sorry. Make sure you get down there next weekend, because you're not only going to see us, you're going to see a lot of talented rappers. There's going to be guys that we haven't seen yet. There's going to be guys that that we've heard of, and that we heard it was great. We have guys that won contests on top of the guys from Hit 'Em Hard and the people that's already participating. Next week I will get a list and kind of give you the final rundown, because there's a little uncertainty right now with some of these. I'm just not sure how they're doing it, so I will look into that, find out, and be able to give you the whole entire list next week. We'll be able to do that for you. But make sure next weekend, the 29th, get down to Frank's Grill. Come check us out. Check out the guys, gals, everybody down there. Just take a load off. Come down, have a few drinks, listen to some music, and have a good time.
Yes, it's gonna be a great time. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely, I can't wait either. Next week, Mike and I will strategize on what we're gonna do to entertain everybody, because that's going to be our sole responsibility that night, is to entertain everybody. So we'll dive deep into that next week, Mike.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're gonna dive deep into something. Yeah.
And and for the two Dum Yinzers, I'm Ryan. He's
Mike.
Everybody have a great weekend.